The 3.8 trillion euro German economy is now in its second quarter of recession. According to the German Statistical Office, the end of 2022 saw a contraction of minus 0.5%. A few days ago, it was reported that the first quarter of 2023 also saw a contraction, although at a slightly decreased rate of minus 0.3%. It is interesting to note that since 2021, the German economy has had at least one quarter of contraction every year. In the first quarter of 2021, the GDP shrank by minus 1.5%. In the second quarter of 2022, it was minus 0.1%. But what is the Indian connection here? Exports from India to Germany have increased over the past 10 years. In fact, compared to 2012 to 13, there has been an almost 40% increase in exports. On the other hand, imports from Germany have not changed much. The imports amounted to $14.3 billion in 2012 to 13, and in 2022 to 23, it was $15.9 billion. That is just an 11% increase. Germany is India's third largest export market in Europe. As a share of overall exports, it accounts for 2%. So, with the German economy in a technical recession, will there be any impact on the Indian economy?
While of course you speak about Germany being one of the major economies, one has to also acknowledge that in its current circumstances, it's amongst one of the worst performing economies amongst the G7 nations. Of course, it's going to impact India from the standpoint of Indian exports. And if the consumption market is getting affected, right, quite obviously this export gets affected also. So in the next at least 2 quarters, I believe, the net order may just come down for India.
Among top commodities exported from India to Germany, the highest increase was in telecom in 2012 to 13. It accounted for $30 million 10 years ago. In 2022 to 23, it accounted for $480 million. Coming to trade balance with Germany, India has remained in deficit in some crucial sectors. It is highest in aircraft and spacecraft parts, which is in a deficit of $1.64 billion. India is also reliant on imports worth $1.49 billion of industrial machinery for dairy sectors. Overall exports from India, however, may face only marginal impact from Germany's economic contraction. Which sectors in India will face the brunt of German economic contraction?
Over the years, certainly the trade linkages between India and Germany has increased, particularly in the automotive sector. Any slowdown in Germany is certainly going to impact at least the auto component manufacturers who have been supplying various kinds of components to German automotive sector.
From an apparel sector standpoint, there's huge export dependency that we have. We do have light equipments that gets sort of exported there. Now, overall, household consumption expenditure has come down. It's what the average German is buying, right? And more so specifically in the space of, say, leather goods or for that matter, apparel. Uh, these are some of the sectors that are going to get majorly impacted any which ways. And of course, there are those industrial goods that we export to them, which will continue to get impacted because the net output is reducing any which ways.
Coming to the European Union, India's trade volume with the continent is substantial. In 2021, it touched 41 billion euros. Experts point that the impact on India's export and overall trade will be larger if Germany's contraction spreads to other EU countries. Europe accounted for about 17% of India's overall goods export in FY23. Another major European economy, the United Kingdom, narrowly missed recession. It recorded a mere 0.1% growth in the first quarter of 2023. So, is there a chance of German economic contraction spreading to other European countries?
Germany is the largest economy in the European Union. And of course, it has a fair amount of backward-forward linkages with other economies in the Europe. So a slowdown in the European economy certainly will have implication for many other economies in the Euro. If a slowdown in Germany, if finds a reflection in broader slowdown of the entire European Union, then it means a significant impact on India because if we consider EU as one bloc, then it is a very important trade partner of India.
Since the year 2000, cumulative German investments in India have been $13.6 billion. Experts say if India's economy continues to do well, German investments in India will reap advantages. However, that's not going to be the same for Indian exports to Germany in the medium term.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.